right, and welcome back, anime lately watchers and listeners. It's me, your boy RayApollo, back at it again, but this time with more Boruto. With me, as always, my boys. We got Sam the Manga Man and Miguel LegendDVash. What's up, boys?
I'm pretty excited to read this chapter. Take the last chapter of the year, or it's pretty exciting to see how it ended, and it was a bit better than last month, so that's a good thing at least.
Yeah,
That's true.
This is a good chapter, better than last month, definitely for sure. But not as good as Super. But
Nope,
that's
not
good.
as good as Super, but it's good. So yes, this is chapter 41 from Boruto Next Generation, and this is a big improvement over chapter 40. I felt like chapter 40 just kind of was flat. I don't know why it was as flat as it was, but 41 all makes up for all of it, I think. We get a lot more action, we get a lot more information, which is nice. I felt like we hadn't got any information about any of the characters in a while. And in this chapter, we finally got some more just solid information about a few characters, including some of our main characters, including our future Hokage and my soon-to-be favorite Hokage whenever she gets to that point, Sarada.
You sure?
So I guess let's kind of start from the beginning of this one. Yeah.
The way this chapter started, I like how Mitsuki actually had faith about Sarada to use a Sharingan, and I love how he said, "Okay, you have to do this, and if you don't do this, we fail." She's like, "Oh,
basically,
big pressure, big pressure,"
no pressure, right?
and I actually love it when characters say that when they know they're pressure, because they know that if they don't do it, they fuck up, and they know that the audience, okay, girl, you gotta do it. If not, we need to find another plot to fix this. All right, so
yeah,
we
they do the stakes of this.
Yeah, so I love that aspect of it about her using Sharingan, and I love how Mitsuki said it during the chapter that he has always been very precautious, because he said that I don't know if it's about me or it's probably of the influence of my parents, and I love that he acknowledged that his father, or Orochimaru, or mother, is the one that actually put him to know and be precautious about the time, take the blood sample to do just in case, because you have an idea about that.
That was a crazy thing for him to be thinking of and doing. He was like, oh yeah, I poisoned him, but I also took a sample of his blood. Oh, and I, by the way, also got a sample of this weird jutsu that he used against us. I'm like, excuse me? So you literally just did everything that we needed in one confrontation with this guy. He did all of that, which is nuts.
He learned that from Orochimaru himself, the guy who always collects every cells, collects everything to experiment and all that stuff like that. But we don't know if Mitsuki is going to use that shit to experiment on his own in the future, which he probably will.
What I love, though, is that, think about it. Orochimaru was powerful, but imagine if Orochimaru, used all of the stuff that he did for good. Oh, my God. If that's what this character is going to be, he's going to be very, very powerful.
That's why Orochimaru was one of the legendary signing, and that's why Jiraiya and Tsunade and people fear him, and that's why they had to do what they had to do, see his arms for apparent reason. And to actually have Mitsuki do that in battle, which is very hard, for you to plan stuff beforehand is cool, but to actually do it during battle and actually execute it well, Mitsuki is literally one of the top strategists between Team 7. And that's with Kawaki. So, to know that he's one of the smartest in the team,
he's the smartest one on the team. He's absolutely he's the. So we'll get into it. Sarada's the captain. Yeah. He is the one who makes sure that the plans work. He'll make it happen. And then we have the doers, which are Boruto and Kawaki. Yeah, they go out and they do stuff.
They're the muscles.
Yeah, the muscle, exactly.
Technically true.
So we like you said. He brings back the sample and he says, all right, Sarada, you got to look at this and find out exactly what this is, or else we can't beat this guy. So she uses a Sharingan and she finds out that he is using viruses. So the dudes use a biological warfare.
Yeah. Technically, weapons, which is really interesting.
Yeah, well, when you bring it down to that, yeah.
I was worried that it was just gonna be a bunch of little tiny bugs. I'm like, they always use the weird tiny bugs in this, and I was like, yeah, that's what it'll be again. It'll be the little tiny bugs, but different ones. But nope, this dude is using biological warfare instead.
It's worse. This is a lot worse.
It's worse, exactly. So they're like, oh, what the heck, viruses? And then we learned something really important about the karma. Is that Kawaki goes, that's why I couldn't absorb it, because it's a physical thing, and the karma cannot absorb physical things. So a jutsu that uses a physical thing as its medium rather than creating it from the chakra can't be absorbed. So the example they use is that if a jutsu uses water from a river or an area nearby them, they can't actually absorb it with a karma. And I thought that was really interesting.
I think that's also a very good idea to do, because with karma, it was too broken.
You're exactly right.
But knowing this limitation, it's not broken. It's pretty fair. Like you understand how karma works and their limitation to fight. You can literally fight someone that can just use karma.
Yep. And, sounds like a good job for my boy Rock Lee.
It kind of also reminds me about the wood user that used to protect my boy Naruto back in his series. I forgot his name.
Yamato?
Yes, I forgot his name. Is that
might be his name?
Most likely is. It sounds familiar. That's why I was like, yep, it's most likely that. So it reminds me when he used this jutsu from his hands, it was all kind of weak wood. But when he used it on the ground, and then it was stronger on rock and wood power. So that's why I felt like that's the best kind of example where I kind of when I read that chapter, it kind of reminded me that, like, okay, I see how now the best usage is to fight the big bad guy is definitely go somewhere around water or rocks or use those type of jutsu. No more Rasengan, Shuriken, big Rasengan, no more nothing of those.
They rely on that freaking Rasengan for everything, and I'm like, I know it's powerful, but now you got to figure something else out. And I can't wait to see how they go about that. They took away the crutch of the series, I think, because we were making a joke about it the other day, how every movie has ended with a Rasengan. So now they can't finish it with a Rasengan. They're gonna have, well, although they'll probably find some BS way to go around it and use it anyway.
That's what I was gonna bring. Imagine if they find a way to use the air around them and use the natural nature of laws. I thought
that's what that was, but I thought that's what the Rasengan was, but I guess not. I thought it was an air jutsu, that they were taking jutsu from the air and
what they said
into Rasengan.
What they said that they use the air around them and put their chakra in it to do their Rasengan. But now imagine they use the air only, the nature of laws, and somehow make a Rasengan out of that. That's what I see happening.
I can see it happening now too.
I'll laugh if my bullshit thinking of law of air nature just comes out and actually be used as a Rasengan. That'd be weird.
So I mean, I would love to see them develop a new jutsu. That'd be awesome. But that's beyond the point. So they decide to make Sarada captain because Mitsuki's like, hey, we got to have somebody who's going to call the shots, or we're going to lose. we have to. Like we said, we made this team last chapter. We actually have to make it a team now and make it happen. So they all decide to, well, except Boruto, which I'm like, Boruto, you're not a leader. Stop acting like you're a leader.
But I feel like that's from the Naruto complex, because Naruto feels he's always the leader now.
Man, that's the MC complex.
But that kind of bothered me because what you guys just brought up is that he said himself, Boruto said himself that he wants to be like Sasuke. Sasuke's not the Hokage. Exactly. So I'm like, you should be happy that she's taking charge because she wants to be the Hokage next, right? And you said that you want to protect her as Sasuke, right? So why getting mad? You should. It
was a really weird, like, bratty thing. I was oh, there's the brattiness popping up again. Shows his little head every once in a while, and I was like, okay, shut up, Boruto. You're like, it reminded me why I don't really like you, but you're okay.
Agreed.
So the whole team agrees that Sarada should be captain, as it should be, and she's the first. So they establish a plan that we don't get to see immediately, and she jumps out to fight Boro. Still hate that name. By herself, as the first person, and she holds her own, which I am really surprised at. I'm like, what? Why is she? Why are they so good? Like, these kids are really smart and they're strong, but we also talked about who their parents are, and so that gives them a really unfair advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, her parents are Sasuke and Sakura, so I mean, I would expect her to be pretty powerful. But she goes out and she's kind of fighting him. I don't want to say toe to toe, but she's at least kind of giving him a little bit of a run for his money, because she establishes that he's slower than them. He's stronger, but he's slower than all of them, I think. Which is a good advantage to have. Speed will almost trump power in most every battle. And she learns this pretty quick. You know, she gets out there and she's throwing her fire jutsu at him. And by the way, he only knows, like, from what we've seen, like 3 jutsu.
In a way, because he has that lava, the water.
The planet blasting, not blasting, it calls something else, but it's like the planet lava jutsu. This virus jutsu.
Well, I think that virus is just from his weapon himself, or something
So
like a
I think
mist.
I think it's a mist. It's a both.
Yeah,
It's
it's a mist.
it's a ninjutsu, and that's what we forgot to mention. The virus is also partly from a scientific ninja tool,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
those are they're back again. They're not going anywhere. But yeah, I think he knows that, and I think it's regenerative powers or a jutsu as well.
Yeah, but that's pretty OP because I love how Kawaki brought it. Like, oh yeah, I forgot how you're thinking like ultra speed regeneration. I'm like, damn. So, like, he's one of the fastest one of the group that has this type of regeneration. Like, I like how each person has their own unique type of personality and power. In the, like, one has some type of viruses, one has great power, but he's very slow because he's he's on the dick squad. That's why he's a bit slow too on that part.
Right. And I mean, I like remember Pain was kind of like that, but I feel like Pain, they were all like one trick ponies. This group, they all can kind of fight on their own, but they have their each individual things that make them stronger. Like, and which is I like that. I like that they kind of adapted that from the kind of Pain formation, but it's a little bit better. Although I really enjoyed Pain, these guys can be solo and kind of go do their own thing, which is cool. So
very true, because each of them have their own kind of backup in a way. When it came to the woman, when her body got destroyed by from Naruto destroying her body, she transferred all her memory into another clone that has the same,
which was wild, by the way.
Is insane. And then this old guy has a regeneration power. Like, with all these tricks in hand, there's no way they can die.
Right. I mean, there's a way, but I think it's like total annihilation, or we'll get to one of my theories as we get close to the end of this chapter. So Sarada's, kind of holding her own, and then he kind of backs her into a corner because she knows that she has to avoid the virus, and he kind of finds a way to kind of trick her into like falling into the virus. And then, he gets her, he's like, aha, see, now you're going to have trouble moving like the rest of them, because he assumes, because since she's the only one fighting, he assumes that the other guys have been paralyzed by his virus. And, all of a sudden, he gets up to her and he grabs her, and then she's firing off a jutsu. And he's like, wait, you should be able to do that. And she's like, oh, yeah. By the way, we developed an antidote to the antivirus to your virus. And he goes, excuse me, what?
You're like, wait, you can't have that from a bloodstream. And that's when you figure out,
because his body's bloodstream is carrying the antivirus. And he's like, wait, who did that? Yes. When Mitsuki last chapter bit him and injected that venom, he also extracted some blood, like we talked about earlier, which he then shared with the team, because it was crazy that he thought of that, which still kind of blows my mind. Like, he's like, oh, hey, by the way, if I give y'all some of his blood, we should be fine.
But then when you think about it, isn't that like creepy as well? Because like you're sharing blood.
Creepy.
Yeah, so I'm like, that's not the most safest thing you guys did ever. No. After this battle, go check yourself in the doctor. Yeah,
y'all should all go get checked for a multitude of ninja things, NTDs. So now the whole team is out there, and they've kind of got him cornered, and they start brawling because they're like, all right, we got to take this guy down, because their objective is to rescue Naruto. And so they're fighting, and then let's see, Mitsuki and Sadara kind of get him distracted, and then, of course, who comes out of nowhere with what? Boruto with the Karma up Rasengan, with Kawaki doing something different that I don't think we've seen them do before.
He supported him. That was weird.
He boosted the Rasengan, and they called it, I think, unison. So like a Karma unison, like was it a Rasengan unison? But yes, Boruto goes in for the Rasengan, hits Boro, but Kawaki is backing up Boruto with, I'm assuming, a Karma boost to make it stronger.
But Ray, you seen the anime of this Boyhood arc? That reminds me of Boruto and of Naruto Unison Rasengan that they had to train to defeat Yoshiki. And that's what literally happened 2 weeks ago in their anime. So I find that funny how literally in the manga it became a unison Rasengan between Boruto and Kawaki. So I find that very ironic how it literally happened within the same month.
It's almost like they talk to each other. Potentially. But no, yeah, so they basically blow Boro apart. Like he's just the top half and a little bit of meat hanging off the side. But then we remember, because we all like, oh man, that was good. Like, okay, he's done. But then we remember he's got these regenerative powers, and they're way better than we thought. And all of a sudden, his body's back to normal. Like
I'm
nothing
more
happened.
surprised like he's able to hear Boruto after his entire head
Yes,
got
he was
blown
dead.
up.
He was. I would say that he's dead, but he heard exactly what Naruto said. Because, well, Boruto. Because what did he say? Oh yeah, we're fine because of the antivirus. That's what I'm gonna call it now, the antivirus. And he's like, wait, y'all got an antivirus? And he goes, oh yeah, you took that from my blood. Smart kids. So then they square up on him, try to go, what do you call it? A pincer formation or whatever?
Yeah,
because you know, they're like, they surround him because they're like, this is the only way we're gonna beat him is if we're all trying to get this dude.
But I find that pencil information so it leaves literally 2 gaps literally for him to run away.
Like huge gaps.
That gap should have been like literally a square. So if he goes this way, 2 people could corner him. But no, y'all literally left a whole gap. And literally,
like these kids are the smartest way or something.
But literally, the gap that y'all left was the most important gap to leave. Y'all left Naruto wide open. Yes, you probably didn't think he might not go after Naruto, but no. Literally, after y'all do the pencil,
that's the first thing he did when they had him cornered the first time. Is he went after Naruto's.
I find that so dumb.
Seal container, and it's like, of course he was going to do that again, and he did, and they fell for it.
It's because he knows that that's your weakest point. Yeah, came here to save him, so the best thing to do is go try to kill him because yeah, will go and jump. And what Kawaki did? He jumped.
He jumped and broke the formation.
And decided to say, Kawaki, like, no, he goes. Like,
again, it's the same thing that happened the first time, and he knows this. And I'm like,
he's already on top of the bowl, and Kawaki is literally a good couple yards away from him. He might not be able to reach.
Maybe.
So, I mean, and that's actually for the folks who are listening and who've read this. That's the end of the chapter.
Yeah,
like the chapter ends when he breaks the formation because he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll get you to break up your teamwork," and it's so easy the way he does it. And I'm like, God dang it, again! Come on, kids.
If anything, he could just run away with the Naruto.
Oh yeah, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But I want to talk about one nitpick about that me and Sam had.
Well, that's because now we're just gonna kind of go overall and talk about stuff from the chapter. Go for it.
So one of the nitpicks I had is that how did Sarada use a Sharingan when Mitsuki asked to check the virus and everything. I would have liked that if she would have taken off her glasses and use a Sharingan real quick and then put them back on. I would prefer that. But while having the glasses, use the Sharingan.
I mean, because I feel like that
explained it. Like he said that I need you to use your Sharingan to look in through a microscope kind of level. So maybe the glasses gives that extra the front lobe of the microscope.
I mean, so what I'm thinking is just like that would be like a really weird plot thing that if she was fighting, she always had to take off her glasses. And I was like, oh well, what's the point of that? Because like they designed this character with glasses, which I thought was a really weird thing. I don't think they ever explain why she wears glasses.
And I don't think they ever will. Is those type of plot holes that probably was designed better.
I think it's just
makes sense.
Like,
all the other previous Uchiha clan never wore glasses.
Right, because
not a single one wore glasses.
They're an ocular-based clan, which is weird.
And the same thing for the clan of the Bakugan clan. These two clans are known for having perfect 20/20, 100/100 visions.
Right.
That could see to
video games.
I think that's just that's I feel like that's a I'm not gonna knock that nitpick, but it's just it's a weird thing that they have for that character. Honestly, it's a really weird thing. But I really think it's just design and nothing more. Which is
I gotta give her props to literally how she's able to run and everything on heels.
Yeah, I saw that too. I forgot. I was like, they showed that one panel. I'm like, oh, that's right. She wears heels. And I'm like,
it kind of reminds me of Boa Hancock from One Piece. How this girl literally does everything in heels and still fights and still does everything.
There was another anime / manga that people were nitpicking recently because the main character was wearing heels. And I don't remember which one it was.
If you guys in the comments want to tell us what other mangas and anime has a main MC or a side character that has heels but still fights, let us know, guys. It's pretty fascinating how girls just be fighting in heels out here, and girls here in the real world cannot handle more than 3 hours or 2 hours in heels, or not even 10 minutes.
I've seen some women do some crazy stuff in some heels, so I don't know where you've been looking, but I've seen some women do some crazy stuff in heels.
Yo, props to them, more power.
But no, overall thoughts about the chapter now. This chapter was good. Like I said in the beginning, I thought way better than chapter 40. I thought chapter 40 was boring, to be completely honest.
Oh yeah,
agree.
This one actually has some solid action. We got some solid information. about not just what's happening there, but it filled in gaps about things that we've been wondering for a while. Like we got the information about the karma and how it works, and how it can only absorb chakra-based jutsu. We also got to see this weird unison boost that Kawaki can do, which is kind of wild. And I'm like, I wonder how they're going to use that going forward. And if he can use it, does that mean that they can also use it? Because if so, that's scary, and they should be concerned.
That is true. That is true. No, but for me, I was gonna say is that I agree. This chapter was fascinating. This chapter was definitely informative, and that's the most important aspect for me.
Yep.
I was actually informed about stuff that I've been wanting to know, but completely just I just put it in the back of my head, like, but I was like, oh shit, we got information about karma, we got information about this. They're actually gonna work. I love how they put those little seeds saying that Captain Sourda instead of Hokage. It has a little nice ring to it. So I love how they put those little seeds for it, and it was still entertaining. Way better than chapter 40. Chapter 40 felt like an overall setup, not like a side not half setup and then half entertaining. It was literally all setup. So hopefully they do much more like this with Team 7 like this without the main cast. I felt very entertained. So hopefully they do this for the next couple of chapters, which most likely they're gonna have more of this, because Sasuke's still trying to heal and Naruto's still in a ramen bowl. So
a rice bowl, yeah. All right, Sam. Overall thoughts for you for this chapter?
I thought it was pretty good. Better than last chapter for sure. I'm liking how each chapter is always like at least 40 pages long. Because if this was literally split up in weeks, this fight would have been going on for the past 3-4 weeks, like how we usually see it in Naruto mangas and stuff like that. So I'm kind of good where they actually wrapped up this fight into this one chapter. And that's a lot because it goes a lot quicker. Everything's planned out right. We don't have to look back in case of like, wait, didn't because of this, and then with the
especially for a monthly title, yeah.
And so yeah, like it had great information. It tell us what we need to know enough just to go through this entire fight, the strategy, the smartness of how each and every one of them in the new Team 7 squad, because this is the first time that this is a squad that has 4 people in their team.
That's true.
And like you have the one leader, which is Sarada, the smart guy is Mitsuki, and the 2 muscles is Boruto and Kawaki, which is a really good like team, offensive, which you would actually say the most strongest Team 7 currently right now.
I'd say so. Yeah,
most definitely.
So definitely for sure, good chapter, good fights we've seen, and it's a really good strategy of teamwork with the whole entire new Team 7 for sure.
Let's hope that it lasts though going forward. So I guess one thing I kind of want to get from this before we wrap up. So one prediction from the next chapter. I'm gonna start with Miguel. What do you think is gonna happen?
Prediction wise is that Kawaki is gonna catch up to him and stop him, or that Naruto is gonna break out. That's my theory, that either one of those two things is going to happen. And my gut is telling me that Naruto's going to break out because he hears them fighting inside. Somehow he hears all the noise and hear what's happening. So that's my theory of that he's going to break out and get pissed and probably go rage mode. He hasn't done it in a while. So I don't know. That's my theory, because, hearing his 2 sons right now, Kawaki and Boruto, be in trouble. That's my thoughts on that. A theory.
Sam?
I think there's gonna be an interference. Like there's gonna have someone, in a way, somehow help them. Because it seems like it's a setup where like Boruto's about to touch the rice bowl again and take back Naruto, or destroy the rice bowl, maybe killing Naruto or whatnot. But we all know like everybody's coming after him in that side. Or most likely this is Boruto's plan to like steal Kawaki, take the bowl, get the hell out, forget about Boruto for now.
True.
That's something that could happen, because I don't see them killing this character. I really don't. At least not yet. I feel like this character, if they do kill this character here, I'll be kind of like, okay. But I don't think with their current setup that they can kill this character. So I feel like one of 2 things will happen. He'll either escape and get away out either with Kawaki or with Naruto, and I think it might just be Kawaki. But they get Naruto back, and or Kawaki manages to teleport him away, if that makes sense. And like then it's over, and then he's like, okay, well, at least we have Naruto now. But yeah, he probably accidentally teleports him away, but uninstinctively, but he wants to save Naruto, and that's the quickest thing he can do is use the space-time jutsu to get him out of there. I don't know. It seems interesting, because I don't see them winning this fight, just by defeating the enemy. at least at this point. I mean, they have enough power, but it would take a lot to get rid of a guy who can regenerate from what they just did. Like, I'm talking a real big Rasengan. But we've seen bigger Rasengan, so it's possible.
you need to destroy every cell in his body in order to get rid of him or something like that.
Planetary Rasengan.
Actually. I'm actually really thinking about Lobo.
Oh yeah. Look-wise,
actually, you're kind of right.
He's just he's just more on the chubbier side.
His name also has 2 O's in there too, but
that's true. Oh my god.
Boro Lobo. Yeah, it works out.
Maybe. Who knows? Well, for those of you watching, listen, what did you think of this chapter? Did you enjoy this chapter? Did you enjoy chapter 40 more than this? Or did you enjoy chapter 41 more than chapter 40? We want to know. If you like this content, please hit us with a like so we know that you want to keep seeing this content. If you love this content, hit the channel with the subscribe. I know you want to. We have a lot of really good content similar to this waiting for you to consume at your pleasure. All right, well, we'll see you back in January for the next chapter of Boruto, The Next Generation. I've been RayApollo, that's been Miguel, that's been Sam, and we'll see you next time. Peace.